Good evening, everybody, and welcome back to Red Devils TV. Now, a lot of news has broken out today, and we just need to get right into it. So, enjoy the stream. Make sure you leave a like on the stream and subscribe if you are new. Devils United, nice to see you in the comments as always. And anyway, let's just get right into the stream. So, reports today, Mike Keegan. So, obviously, if you can see by the thumbnail, the reason why you've clicked on the video is that Mason Greenwood's decision has been made. Manchester United have finally came up with their decision on Mason Greenwood, which is big news, to be honest, because he is probably one of the most divided players in a fan base throughout the entire world. And with me, I personally feel like that I can't give my opinion on it because it's one of them situations where the rumours are what he's done. Obviously, they have the court case, the allegations, and everything like that. But then you've got the other side of it where you're like, it's just not my place to say what should be happening and what Manchester United should do. So clearly Manchester United have made their decision and they know what they want to do. So Mike Keegan has reported, who works for the Daily Mail, and he's reported that Manchester United decision has been made. Mason Greenwood's future at the club will be staying as Manchester United player, but will not be playing under Erik Ten Hag next season. There are several teams from Spain, Italy, and Turkey are the three most likely destinations for a loan deal for Mason Greenwood and to deciding his future from being a Manchester United player. Simon, good evening, pal. How are you doing? But anyway, just quickly asking the chat, what are your thoughts on Mason Greenwood and do you want him back at the club? Because for me, I'm personally on the fence about it all and I really don't know how to react on this. I feel like that it's inevitable, and Mason Greenwood was always going to end up. The Mason Greenwood situation was always going to end up, and he was always going to end up playing for Manchester United once again. But on the other hand, you're like, it's one of them situations where you're like, it's such an uncomfortable topic of conversation. You don't know how to address it correctly without, like, you know what? I'm going to say it how it is. You know what? That's how I'm going to do, because realistically, court. The ongoing investigation is still going on, and it is now settled outside of court as the victim did drop all the charges and everything. But the allegation, so that everything's still going on with the court case and everything. So with Mason Greenwood, he's still not innocent, but it's the eyes of the public law. Like in the UK, it's you're guilty, you're innocent until proven guilty. And that's the way it is at the moment with Mason Greenwood. So if Manchester United want to proceed and give Mason Greenwood a chance, then I'm going to back it. And because it's not my decision to make, but I'm going to back the decision what the club makes. And right now, I back the decision that a loan spell is the best opportunity. Because for me, if I had to say, I would say I don't want Mason Greenwood playing for this football club. And that's because I feel like that it's well known throughout the fan base on social media that there are certain players in the dressing room that don't like Mason Greenwood and aren't comfortable with the situation, what's happened with Mason. And second of all, the fan base would be completely divided. You've got some fan bases, some fans of the fan base say they want to keep Mason Greenwood, and some fans like myself who don't want to keep him. And it's not the fact that he's not a good player or anything like that. It's because I feel like that we just can't move on from it. And there's been reports recently that Anthony has assaulted his girlfriend, but that's fake news, because on the report that's happened with Anthony, who is our Brazilian right winger, it's turned out that his girlfriend, who it was ex-girlfriend now, apparently Anthony is under domestic assault or something like that. But the day that she said that this all happened, it was supposed to be in Spain, and he was playing a match the day of the reported date. He was playing for Bournemouth for Manchester United. Like, and this is the issue, but the Mason Greenwood case is a complete different kettle of fish. And it's a very uncomfortable topic, in my opinion. And you've just got to back what the club wants to do. And obviously, the club's decision is that they want to send Mason on loan. And then that gives them some time to think. But I believe as well, Mason Greenwood's contract actually ends at the end of next season. So maybe it's just something to get him off our books so he's not at the club, but he's, you know what I'm trying to say? Like, his contract ends next year, now thinking about it. If he was to go on a season loan next season, he then becomes a free transfer, and if anyone wants to pick him up, then they can then deal with all that stuff. I feel like this actually might be the smartest bit of business United actually might have done in a while. And for me, I personally feel like that obviously Mike Keegan has completely shocked us all with this breaking news story. But at the end of the day, that's what's going to happen. Simon saying, once you've been tarnished at that level, guilty or not, there's no smoke without fire. And he also says, agreed, Dan, he's quality, no quick sale. And he also says that, bottom line, we don't know. It just depends on Greenwood handles the situation. I agree on this. I do agree that, but I don't think it's in Mason Greenwood's power. It's the fact that everything is down to the club. Everything is down to what Manchester United decide to do with Mason Greenwood. And realistically, we've just got to see what the club handles it. But as the fans, we can only address our opinions and react to what the club does. But as well with Manchester United, Mason Greenwood stays as a Manchester United player. But if you look into the future, that Mason Greenwood is also looking likely that he won't become a Manchester United, he won't play for Manchester United again, which is a strong possibility as well. So it really depends on what actually happens in the next few days as the reports carry on and we get more information on this situation. Well, anyway, moving on. Mason Mount. Now, Mason Mount is a bit of a difficult situation as well because it's a transfer block. Mason Mount transfer block for Manchester United, and the reason why this is a massive setback is because Chelsea are stubbornly saying that they are keeping their valuation of Mason Mount at £70 million, plus they want 10 million in add-ons. So Man United will refuse to pay that money because United are set at £50 million for Mason Mount, and the English international has only got 1 year left on his contract. But will Mason? I'll start again. But with Mason Mount, will it end up being like a saga, like the Frenkie De Jong situation, like last summer? Because Mason Mount, obviously Chelsea, they need to sell. They need to sell a lot of players, and Mason Mount is probably a player they can actually generate a lot of money for. Because £50 million is still a lot of money. And with a player with 1 year left in his contract, it's a lot of money. And for me, Mason Mount is a decent player. I do feel like he has high potential. But at the end of the day, I still don't rate him because I still see him as a number 10. Some people say he can play in that number 8 position. I feel like it'd be like the Eriksen situation where, yes, he can play in that number 8 position, but he doesn't fully suit it. And if Erik Ten Hag will have a plan for Mason Mount if he does sign him. But again, we're going after Mason Mount for 50 million when we could have literally just signed McAllister for a total of 35 million or 42 million euros. So it's all over the place with United's transfer, and Erik Ten Hag is forcing these transfers. He's trying to make them happen as quick as possible. But look what's happening. Our owners and our scouts and the negotiations and everything is taking forever as always. Simon says that when he's on the pitch, no matter where he plays, he will have to deal with abuse. I'm guessing he's talking about Greenwood there. But with Mason Mount, obviously a very high quality player. But Pochettino wants him to stay. And if Chelsea value him at 70 million, that deal's not going to happen with Manchester United. And Manchester United need to quickly find another alternative and not do what we did with Frenkie De Jong all last summer and waste a bunch of time and then bring in be linked to a player like Rabiot, and then the protests start, and then we end up getting someone like Casemiro. Obviously, we do get someone like Casemiro because he's been absolutely exceptional for Manchester United, but that's probably one of the luckiest transfers ever in United's history. We were nowhere near linked to Casemiro, and then within 2 days, bang, Casemiro's a Man United player for 60, 70 million pounds, which is ridiculous. And people have doubted Casemiro, but then people have obviously been proven wrong. Min Jae. Now, Min Jae is a South Korean player who has recently won the league with Napoli, and he's been a massive key to their success. He's been absolutely exceptional, and him and Wan-Bissaka are the only players who have taken on successful dribbles and tackled on successful dribbles. So they have the highest 1% stat in all of Europe. Wan-Bissaka already being a Manchester United player, and Kim Min Jae being a Napoli player. Now, what's special about Kim Min Jae is that he is valued at about £70 million to £80 million. But from July 1st to July 15th, there is a release clause active in Kim Min Jae's contract for 40 million, which is equivalent to 47 million euros. Now, if Man United don't get this deal sorted, which United have already agreed personal terms, and we've had multiple phone calls and deals negotiated with Kim Min Jae and his agents. Kim Min Jae wants to move to Manchester United. But if Man United don't get this deal done quickly, it'll be much like the Cody Gakpo situation or McAllister situation, who both went to Liverpool. So many teams in Europe will be after Kim Min Jae from the 1st of July to the 15th of July. I will guarantee you now, Kim Min Jae will be wanted. It'll be wanted by every single major team in all of Europe. Now, the scary thing is that Napoli have now really realised this and are now going to try and offer him a new contract, which would mean that the release clause is then terminated and Man United will then have to try and sign him for over £80 million, which is ridiculous. And he recently did just sign with Napoli. He's only been with them for one season, but he wasn't the team of the season. I think he was at a Greek club, I think it was. Let me have a quick look. 1 second. With Manchester United, where is it? Google Chrome, here it is. So, let's have a quick look. What team was Kim Min Jae at before he joined Napoli? So he was at. He wasn't from Newcastle at all. What's this? Oh, there we are. From Fenerbahce. Fenerbahce is. Let me have a quick look at that one. I believe that is the Greek side I was talking about. But let's have a quick look. Fenerbahce is the Super League. Is it Turkish? It was a Turkish club. So there you are. So he's only recently been for one season, and he's won him a contract. He's won him a league, and his value has skyrocketed. And just looking at here, they bought him for £20 million. I think it says here. Yeah, £20 million. Now, obviously, skyrocketed in price, and you cannot deny that if you know much about Kim Min Jae, he's an exceptional player, and for me, he'll be perfect next to Lisandro Martinez. Because as much as I love Rafael Varane, I personally feel like he can't play consistent games. Kim Min Jae can, and his partnership alongside Lisandro Martinez is for me a dream made in heaven. It's like Rio Ferdinand and Nemanja Vidic type partnership we're talking about here, and they would be absolutely brilliant. And as we know as well, the last time Man United had a South Korean in Park, it went very well, let's say. So I would definitely love to sign Kim Min Jae. He would definitely be the top of my priority list, because I feel like that even though a striker is needed, even though the likes of a goalkeeper is possibly needed, because you can get this player at such a cheap deal, he is needed, in my opinion. And United need to go out and do everything in their power to go and get this guy. But for me, I just want to quickly get this bookmark up that United have a plan for United Agenda. Nice to see you, pal. Thank you for being in the chat. But Axel Disseny is a player that United are also linked to. He is the plan B if United don't sign Kim Min Jae. Now, I don't know much about this centre-back because it was reported by Fabrizio Romano yesterday. And he is a centre-back for Monaco, AS Monaco, in the French league. And from what the stats are saying, he is a very promising centre-half who's very decent. And, you know, he's a decent alternative for Kim Min Jae. But I want Kim Min Jae. We've lost out on Harry Kane because Daniel Levy has already said that he will refuse to sell to Manchester United. So United have got to forget about that. So now, instead of holding on to Harry Kane and trying to hope he changes his mind, United have now got to get involved and we've got to find a new striker, whether it's a Victor Osimhen, whether it's a Højlund, or whether it's a Goncalo Ramos or a Vlahovic, like these type of people. Solo, nice to see you, pal. Solo, just a quick reaction as well. What are your thoughts on Min Jae and Mason Mount, if you are still in the chat? Simon also saying that this has been a clear and evident problem for United for recent times. Well said, Dan. Thank you very much. But just quickly, I've got the stat here as well with Brandon Wan-Bissaka. Only Wan-Bissaka and Min Jae in Europe's top 5 leagues this season have dribbles tackled at 92% success rate, which means obviously they're very good when it comes to defending one-on-one dribbles, and they can tackle very, very well. And Min Jae and Wan-Bissaka will be absolutely exceptional. And for me, I feel like that's getting on a bit. So for me, you definitely need to get a player. I mean, what? Min Jae's only 26. Like, he's got years ahead of him. And Martinez is what, 24, 25? So United could have a partnership for the next 7-8 years, which would be absolutely world class in my opinion. But as well, Højlund. Now, for me, I'm going to make a video tomorrow on strikers for Manchester United, the best strikers for Man United. And MUFC Reality TV saying, love the super dry Daniel San. Big up Mr. Miyagi. Nice to see you, pal. Nice to see you. But yeah, super dry is a very good brand. My girlfriend got me this shirt and I love wearing it. But anyway, with Højlund. Now, Højlund is a player that Man United are linked to, and he seems to be United's most realistic transfer when it comes to the striking option. Now, for me, with Højlund, from what I've seen, he's got a lot of potential. Not on the level of Erling Haaland, but he's 6'3". He's only, I think he's 19, 20 years old. So he's got a lot of promise. And for me, I feel like that for the price he is, you will not get another striker with this much potential at that price. Atlanta want £40 million. For me, you snatch that up straight away. You've got the likes of Frankfurt in the Bundesliga who want Kolo Muani for 80 million. You're Goncalo Ramos, that'll probably be about 70 to 80 million. Victor Osimhen over 100 million. Harry Kane probably about the same, but we're not linked to Harry Kane. Dusan Vlahovic probably about 40 to 60 million pounds. There's so many strikers that are available for Manchester United. It's whether we want to spend big or whether we want to take a risk with a young striker and just see if it pays off. But for me, I'm still in the minority that United definitely need to sign 2 strikers this summer. I feel like Martial needs to go. And the only thing that might happen is that Erik Ten Hag might convert Marcus Rashford into the main striker, and then we buy Højlund, for example, a young upcoming striker, to be an understudy to Marcus Rashford. But then if you then make Marcus Rashford the main striker, you then need to go out and get another left winger. And I've been over this. Sancho is not good enough on the left wing. Garnacho's coming through, but Garnacho for me is still yet not good enough to be starting for Manchester United. But I think by the end of next season, if his progression is still going on the way it is, then definitely, I personally feel like that Højlund is one to watch out for, and Garnacho will have a great season. Excuse me. That Garnacho will have a great season for Manchester United next season, and we'll see him as the main number red in my opinion. Oh, 1 second. Oh, I am so sorry about that. Højlund is like Rainer Yellow Diamond in the rough. Trust me, he will be doing a madness under Erik Ten Hag. And Mick, you are absolutely right there. We definitely need Højlund, and whether he comes in as the main striker or not, he's got international experience for Denmark. He's got Champions League football, or just European football with Atalanta, and obviously league football. He is definitely one to look out for, and he's much better, in my opinion, than Evan Ferguson, who everyone raves about. So Højlund is one of them players that you kind of need to get early, because I can guarantee you, if United don't go and get Højlund by, I'd say, January rolls around and we still need a new striker, if let's say we don't get one, Højlund will be probably worth double that, because I feel like he'll have a sensational start to the season against Atlanta. And we want our deals done quick. Erik Ten Hag wants his players on the tour as soon as possible, and that's what we need. Simon also saying, will the what does that say? Hirasi agree in the financial sense? I'm guessing so, but with that, I personally feel like that obviously, it's not like Min Jae or Mason Mount with the personal terms agreed, but Højlund is a player that's definitely, United are definitely leading the race in that department. And he also says that because the present owners, that's the only current concern. I agree with that. But again, we got certain players done last season, but I feel that Erik Ten Hag just needs to be on their back to be like, you get this deal done quickly because I want these players. And MUFC Realist TV saying, smash a like, people, it's free. Also subscribing, but make sure you also subscribe to MUFC Realist TV. They are an amazing channel with, I think they've just recently reached 13,000 subscribers. So obviously, only I can dream of that many subscribers. So MUFC, you're absolutely killing it. Keep smashing it, lad, and I really appreciate you being in the comment section tonight. But yes, with everything that I'm pretty sure is everything, let's have a quick look on Twitter and see if any breaking news is appearing. But apart from that, right now, it doesn't seem like that there's much breaking news around Manchester United this evening. It just seems that Mason Greenwood is going to be staying as Manchester United player. But at the end of the day, he's going to be going out on loan. Obviously, we've addressed Mason Mount, we've addressed Min Jae, we've addressed Højlund. And yeah, from what it looks like, there is no breaking news for Manchester United at this current time. So everyone, thank you so much for checking it out. Obviously, like MUFC Realist TV said, smash a like, people, and subscribe. It is free. But honestly, everyone, thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. It's been a fun stream tonight. So yes, if any of you guys would like to get involved with the channel, leave a comment in the section or find me on Twitter. My Twitter is at Red Devils TV MUFC. You can find me on Twitter. It's the same logo as it is for the channel. And if you want to be interested and appear on the live stream, you're more than welcome to, because we're all about getting passionate Manchester United fans, and we want to get fans who have an opinion, want their voice heard, and have different opinions to me. And it's all about giving people a voice who deserve it. And that's what we're all about on Red Devils TV. Everyone deserves a chance. And if you want to be a member of Red Devils TV, make sure you leave a sub. And if you want to get involved with the live streams, make sure you leave a comment down below. But anyway, thank you for everyone for watching this.